Hello, folks, and welcome to another presentation by LearnBridge.nyc. This is Rob Barrington, and today we're going to be looking at two different things. We're going to look at 2 over 1 as a system, and its complement, which is the 1 no trump forcing bid. So I'm going to bid about a dozen hands here in both of those scenarios from each side of the table so you get a relative idea of how this actually works. We're going to start with a hand where our partner, North, has opened 1 spade, and we have a balanced 13-point hand, and we have support for spades. A lot of people mistakenly just jump to 4 spades and say, hey, we have enough for game, and I know we have a fit, so this is where we belong. However, we're missing out on a lot of opportunities to potentially play higher, or maybe in some rare occurrences find a better place to play the contract. So what we use in this situation, and all of you that are watching this are either using 2 over 1 as a game forcing bid, or hopefully after this will use 2 over 1 as a game forcing bid. The reason we do this is because with our good hands, we want to slow the auction down. Right? When we have very good hands, it's to our benefit to explore all of the potential options of playing game and or higher than game. So we're going to start with a normal 2 over 1 bid. Here, we definitely know we're playing game and we're playing spades, but we just communicate first our values. So we're going to bid 2 clubs, which partner understands is 100% game forcing. So this bid shows 13 or more points, and it shows clubs, at least 4 clubs. All right, it doesn't have to necessarily be a 5-card suit. The only time it does is when we're bidding 2 hearts over 1 spade. That will always be a 5-card or longer suit. So we started with 2 clubs. Our partner has bid 2 diamonds. What do you think our next bid should be with this hand? It should be 4 spades. And the reason behind jumping to game now is based on the principle of fast arrival. When we have forced a game, which we've already done with our 2 club bid, our next bid will communicate our values pretty precisely. And what we want to think about in this situation is, do we have anything more than we've already told our partner? And our 2 club bid said we had 13 or more points, and we're right at 13. And we haven't told our partner about our spade fit yet. Right? That's what the 4 spades is meant to do. It says we know we have a fit in spades, and the fast arrival to this game, the bid of 4 spades, essentially says, look, I don't have anything more than what I've already told you. I have a minimum for what I've shown you. It's not a bad hand, right? Because the game forcing bid showed 13 or more. It just says I don't have anything more than what I've already told you. If we had a better hand, we would take the slower approach to game. Right? We might just bid 2 spades over 2 diamonds. Right? This is an important concept. When we are in a game force, the slower we go to that game, the better our hands are. Here we have the exact opposite position. Right? Our partner has opened 1 spade, and we do not have a game forcing bid. Right? In fact, we only have about 9 points. We also do not have a fit for spades. And so when you look at the notes for these topics, you'll see in the 1 no trump forcing section, there are essentially 2 doors that we can go through after partner opens a major. The first of those doors is the 2 over 1 door, and that's only going to be used when we have 13 or more points. Anytime we have 6 to 12 points, we're going to go through 1 no trump forcing. So that's how we start with this hand. We bid 1 no trump, and this says, partner, I have literally any hand that is 6 to 12 points. Because over 1 spade, there is only one other bid left at the 1 level, and that is no trump. Any bid at the 2 level in response to 1 spade will be understood to be game forcing, except for, of course, the simple raise of 2 spades, which will still show 6 to 9 points and at least 3 spades. So after we bid 1 no trump, partner responds 2 diamonds. What do we do now? we go back to 2 spades. And a lot of you might be looking at this hand and wondering, well, they just bid our 4-card suit. Why aren't we staying in diamonds? We know we don't have a fit in spades. This might not make a ton of sense. Until we remind you, in these situations, when we look at the north hand, their partner has made the forcing no trump bid, which is forcing for 1 round. So, a lot of times with balanced hands, they're going to be stuck for their next bid. And this is certainly one of those scenarios. They cannot rebid spades, because we agree that that's going to show a 6-card suit. They can't bid 2 no trump, because that will actually show a really big hand. It will show 18 or 19 balanced. So, when they have balanced hands and minimums, the responder to the forcing no trump is allowed to bid a 3-card minor suit. And we both have to know that this is a possibility, because when we switch back to the south hand, we're looking at only 9 points, so we know we don't have game. And if we know that partner may only have 3 diamonds, we have to go back to the spade suit. Whenever we're deciding whether to play in a 7-card fit, if we have 2 choices, we will always choose the suit that has more in one hand, right? So here we have 2 7-card fits. We have a 4-3 diamond fit, and we have a 5-2 spade fit. Spades is superior because we actually have more ammunition in one hand, right? We have 5 good spades here as opposed to 4 being our longest suit in diamonds. So we go back to the major for that reason. It also is a huge plus to play in a major because it scores more. So even if we did have a 4-4 diamond fit, a lot of times we'll just make more points playing in spades anyway. Right? So after the 1 no trump forcing bid, when partner bids either minor, even if they had bid 2 clubs here, we would always return to 2 spades, and that's how we kind of shut down the auction and play in a part score. Now we're switching the sides of the table, and we will be the ones making the opening bid. And we're going to start with 1 spade. And we're going to see what door our partner chooses, and they choose the 1 no trump forcing door. This is any hand with 6 to 12 points. Right? So partner could literally have almost any hand possible that has 6 to 12 points. The only ones they will not have are hands that have 4 spades. They're always going to raise spades to some degree. And one other one, a hand that has 10 to 12 points and exactly 3 spades. We'll talk more about that as we see it come up. But just remember, the 1 no trump bid is essentially, especially over 1 spade, is essentially any hand that has 6 to 12 points. So what do we bid? This is another one of those problem hands. We know we have to bid because the 1 no trump bid is forcing for 1 round. So we have to choose one of our minor suits to bid. All right, we can't bid 2 no trump. Again, that's 18-19. We cannot rebid our spades because that will show 6. So here we're forced to choose between our 3-card minors. If you are choosing between these two, you just bid the lower ranking suit because it provides more room for partner to make a call. So we're going to bid 2 clubs. Our partner bids 2 spades, and hey, we found a fit, right? Wrong. This 2 spade bid essentially denies a fit for spades, because if partner had a normal 3-card support of the spade suit and a minimum, which is kind of what they're showing here, they would have most likely bid 2 spades directly over 1 spade. So what partner is doing in this situation is exactly what we did on the last hand. Partner is actually saying, I prefer spades to clubs, right? Knowing what I know, I would prefer to play spades than clubs. It usually suggests that they have 2 spades. So we're going to pass and see if we're right. And partner made essentially the exact same choice that we did on the previous hand. They're faced with a similar hand. They have 9 points. They only have 2 spades, but they have 4 cards in support of the minor we showed. So we found our way to our best possible spot on this hand. We are playing in a 7-card fit. However, we've stayed very low, and we have an excellent chance to get a plus score on this particular hand. Now we're switching sides again, and partner has opened one heart. Which door do you want to go through with this hand? It's a tricky spot, and you have to do a couple of different things before you make your decision with this hand. First off, you have to obviously understand that you have 12 high card points, but you also have a fit in the heart suit. So we are allowed to add points for our distribution in these situations. We already have a 5-card suit that we could add for an extra point, so that gets us to 13. But if we aren't comfortable with just that, we have a doubleton as well, which is 1 extra point. So we actually have effectively a 14-point hand, so this is more than enough to go through our 2/1 door. Right? Remember, that's any hand that's 13 or more points. And here we can get there by counting all of our points, right? Not just our high card points, but because of our fit, we have our doubleton. We also have a nice side 5-card suit. So we just jumped to 4 hearts, right? Definitely wrong. Right? We want to go slowly, right? Especially considering partner could have anywhere between 12 and 21 points. The sooner we can communicate to our partner that we have enough for game, the better it is for our side. Right? We get a lot of time to negotiate where and what level we want to play this contract at. So we're going to bid 2 clubs. Partner bids 2 hearts. And now it's your call. Did you bid 4 hearts? Remember, based on the principle of fast arrival, we get to our game very quickly when we have a minimum, and we go very slowly when we have more than a minimum. This hand is in that minimum range, right? And that range will probably be around 12 to a bad 15. Right? Anytime you're in that range, you're going to get to game relatively quickly. Just make sure you game force first. Right? That's the most important thing. We need to make a game forcing bid. Our next bid will show support because we know we have a heart fit. Okay. One quick note about this particular hand. The robots on Bridge Base will frequently rebid a 5-card major suit, as they've done on this hand. This is not what we want you to do. All right. Whenever we're rebidding our major in these situations, we're going to show 6, right? We don't want to change from what we already know. This is what we all are comfortable with at this point in our bridge career, so that's what we're sticking with. Whenever we rebid 2 hearts, we're going to have 6. Even though the robot may play a little bit differently than we do, we don't care, right? We want to always have a 6-card suit when we rebid it. Next hand. Okay, here is a very nice hand. In response to partner's 1 spade bid, we have 16 high card points. We have an extra point for our doubleton, so we have effectively 17 points. This is no need to get excited and start bidding quickly. This is what 2/1 is made for. So we're going to game force by bidding 2 clubs. Our partner's going to bid 2 diamonds, and we are going to take a slower approach than we have on the hands previously. And the reason is we have more than just our minimum. So we're going to slow down and bid just 2 spades. What is partner shown with their 4 spade bid? Partner is actually showing a minimum. They've opened the bidding, so we know they have an opening hand. But when we showed support for spades, they immediately bid game. They had lots of other options in their bidding box here, and they chose to bid 4 spades. The reason they did this is because they must have a minimum opening hand. If they had more, they would bid 3 spades. Or they would bid a new suit, which we could use as a control bid. Right? They have lots of other options. When they jump to game, remember, when we go very quickly to game, we are showing a minimum. And see the robot here is showing about 12 to 14 points total. Because they have shown this minimum, we know it's not going to be profitable for us to pursue slam. So we will pass, and we will happily play 4 spades. So partner may have been a little bit of a pessimist on this hand. They could certainly have taken a slower approach to game, and maybe we get to play in a pretty reasonable slam, right? If they show a little bit extra of a hand, right? They just need to bid 3 spades, and now we can control bid, maybe find our way to this slam. This is a nice hand to start with. We have a solid 6-card spade suit and 15 high card points. Don't open a no trump with hands like this, guys. This is definitely a 1 spade opener. With a 6-card major, we're just never going to be opening no trump. What's your response to the forcing no trump in this situation? This hand is only 15 points, but it is quite powerful, specifically because of that nice spade suit that we have in our hand. So we're going to show extra length by rebidding our spades. We also, with hands like this, want to show extra strength. We do this by jumping 1 level in our response. So we're going to bid 3 spades, and partner's going to bid 4 clubs. If you're playing with the robots on Bridge Base, you're going to want to kind of mouse over a bit if you're not quite sure what it means. And here the robot is saying, number 1, they found a fit for spades, and the 4 club is essentially a control bid from their understanding. And anytime you're playing with a robot, if you just mouse over their bid, they will tell you what they mean. It is also true if we mouse over our own bids. This will tell you what the computer thinks our bid means, right? So it's an actually interesting way to practice bidding, because you'll be able to tell what each of your bids mean during the auction. When partner control bids clubs, this is great for us because we know we have enough for game, but it's certainly not going to be a hand we want to pursue slam with. Partner has already limited their hand to 6 to 12 points. We have very poor cards in these 2 suits here. Nothing to control bid on our own side, so we're just going to go to 4 spades, and that should be the end of it. In a very good contract now. Next hand. What's your call after partner opens 1 spade on this hand? Did you bid 2 diamonds? 2 diamonds is the correct call for a couple of different reasons. Number 1, we need to count our full value, because what did we find when partner opened 1 spade? We found a fit. We have 3 card support for partner spades, so we can count everything in our hand. We have 12 high card points. We have 1 extra for the doubleton, so that's 13. That's enough to go through the 2/1 door, so we enter through that entrance. 13 plus points, forcing the game. Why didn't we bid 2 hearts? The reason we don't bid 2 hearts with this hand is because it shows 5 or more in that heart suit. Over 1 spade, the 2/1 bid that shows 5 cards, and the only one that shows 5 or more cards, is 2 hearts. The reason is, if I bid 2 diamonds in this situation, which is the correct call, what do you think partner's going to do if they have a 4-card heart suit? They're going to bid it. And that's how we're going to find our fit in the heart suit. So with only a 4-card heart suit, we never bid 2 hearts, because our 2/1 bid in a different suit will prompt partner to bid a 4-card heart suit anyway. So when you bid 2 hearts over 1 spade, we will always have 5 plus hearts. What do we bid next on this hand? Partner has responded 2 spades, which for us is always a 6-card spade suit. For the robot, it might be 5. I hope we all bid 4 spades. Again, guys, principle of fast arrival. We get to game very quickly when we have minimums, and this is absolutely a minimum. We have only 13 points. We've already shown those 13 points by bidding 2 diamonds, so we get to game quickly. This does not mean the auction is over. I don't want to confuse you guys. This is not a closeout by any means. It simply says I have just what I told you when I bid 2 diamonds. I have exactly my minimum, which is right around 13 or 14 points. Right? With more than that, a good 15 or more, we're probably going to show extra values by bidding 3 spades instead. But here, with a bare minimum, we jump to 4. What's our bid with this hand? We don't have enough to game force, so the game forcing door is closed. So our only other choice is to go through the 1 no trump forcing door, which is 6 to 12 and any hand. Why can't we bid spades? The reason is we don't have a good bid in the spade suit. If we bid 2 spades, that's going to show 6 to 9 points. If we bid 3 spades, that's going to show 10 to 12 points, but it always guarantees 4 cards in support of partner's major. We only have 3. And the 4 spade bid is actually the closeout bid. That shows less than 10 points and lots of spades, 5 or more usually. So we don't have an immediate raise of the spade suit. And this is essentially why we play 1 no trump as a forcing bid. Because we get the force partner to make a call, and then we're going to communicate our strength and our fit with our next bid. So we're going to bid 1 no trump. Partner bids 2 clubs. What now? I know some of you bid 2 spades, which, remember, is that bid that just says, hey, I prefer spades to clubs. And it would show a bad hand, and usually at most 2 spades, or a really bad hand with 3 spades. And so in this situation, we need to jump. And I don't want you guys to worry. Remember, when you went through that 1 no trump forcing door, you showed a maximum of 12 points. And all 3 spades says here is, partner, I have a fit for spades, and I am at the higher end of my range. I have a good 10 to 12, and this is exactly how we show an invitational hand with exactly 3 card support. Right? With 4 card support, we would have bid 3 spades directly over 1 spade. With 3 and 10 to 12, we go through 1 no trump, and then we jump to 3 spades. And it shows exactly 3 spades and 10 to 12 points. Partners bid game, so they must have a reasonable hand, and we're in a good spot. This doesn't look too bad to start. We're going to start with our 1 spade bid with our nice 19 count, and partners bid 1 no trump. What is your call with this hand? We're going to bid 2 no trump. And 2 no trump shows 18-19 balanced. Let me refresh your memory just for those of you that are saying, huh? Whenever we open 1 of a suit and partner responds with any bid at the 1 level, in this case we've opened 1 spade, our partner has responded at the 1 level with 1 no trump. Anytime it goes 1 of a suit, 1 of anything, the rebid of 2 no trump will show 18-19 balanced. And that's what we've shown here. Let's take a look at what partner's 3 heart bid means. Apparently for the robot, the 3 heart bid shows 3 spades and 10 to 12 points. So it sounds like they were getting ready to make that limit raise with 3 card support. So they have at least a good 10 to 12, which means we may have a shot at playing in a slam with this hand. So how would we go about investigating that? We can start by making a control bid. We have a control in the club suit. Right? We also have a control in the spade suit, but remember, we do not ever bid controls in the trump suit. We'll get to that if we have a key card auction. Here, we're just going to show that we have some interest in pursuing slam, and we're going to tell partner, hello, I have the ace of clubs. It could also be a void. However, in this situation, We've already shown a balanced hand, so partner will know it's the ace of clubs. So we bid 4 clubs, and partner bids 5 clubs. Interesting choice of bids. They have shown second round control in the club suit. They've also denied the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. With either of those cards, they would have bid those suits at the 4 level. Interesting choice of bids for them. They could also have just returned to 4 spades without either of those controls. Not sure why the robot's going through this particular avenue, but what would you do in response? Looking at this hand, we should know that 5 spades is our absolute maximum. If partner doesn't have the ace of diamonds or the ace of hearts, we have 2 quick losers in spades. We can't ever get rid of those 2 tricks, especially if they lead them. They'll take the first 2 tricks, so we cannot play slam. So we're going to sign off in 5 spades, and we have our work cut out for us on this particular hand. Notice partner could have shown a control in the heart suit after we bid 4 clubs. They certainly have first round control of hearts. They have a void, right? So we know the first time that they lead this suit, we will take that trick. This still is a slam that we may not want to be in. It looks like it's going to be relatively tough to be successful in this slam, considering that we are missing the ace of diamonds and our spade finesse is not winning. The robot was a tad aggressive on this particular hand, considering we showed about 18 to 19 points, and they decided with, probably effectively about a 12 count to pursue slam. Not that they would always be wrong in this situation, it's just in this particular hand, we have gotten a little bit too high. And we're starting off here with 1 heart. What do we rebid with this hand? In these situations, when you have a 6-card major and a 4-card minor, it is almost always right to just rebid your major suit, right? You have a very nice quality 6-card major, and that is our priority. Always remember that, guys. The major suits are certainly our number 1 priority. So when we have 6 of a major, we always rebid that major. All right, here we are again with a balanced hand. However, we have a fit for our partner, and we have 11 high card points. This is our limit raise with 3-card support, which remember is a 2-step process. Step 1, going through our 1-no trump forcing door. Step 2, jumping to 3 of our partner's major. Right? This is us showing 10 to 12 with exactly 3 cards in support for spades. Partner has wisely passed with their marginal hand, and we are in a good spot. Which doorway are we going through with this hand? Certainly the game forcing door, right? We have a very good 13 count. We don't necessarily have a fit for partner's suit at this time, but we get to take our time and investigate all of our options before deciding on our exact spot. So we bid 2 diamonds. Our partner rebids 2 hearts, which is a 6-card or longer suit, especially for us. Might not be so for the robot, but we're treating it as a 6-card suit. What's your call? Did you bid 4 hearts? All right, we have a relative minimum hand. We have support for partner's major, and we arrive to game quickly in this situation. And so after they show their 6-card heart suit, we're going to jump to 4 hearts, and now if partner has a really great hand, they will certainly bid again. If not, they will correctly pass, and we will be playing in a nice 4-heart contract. Want to practice what you've just seen? Join us for our Focus 0 to 750 duplicate games. Every Thursday we have 2 games to choose from. Mornings at Cavendish. That's 9:45 to 11:45. Serve bagels and coffee for that game. And we have a nice post-mortem video for you after you play. evenings, we have our game at Aces, which is still only $15.